यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारि यमुनातीरवनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारि यमुनातीरवनचारि श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Gora 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 Nitai, Gora 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 Nitai. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Gurudev, Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Srila Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं, श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं स्वाग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं स्वाद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमयों विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते स्वारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं। सर्वशास्त्राब्धिपीयूष सर्ववेदैकसत्फल सर्वसिद्ध्यान्तरत्नाढ्य सर्वलोकैकदिक्प्रद सर्वभागवतपुराण श्रीमद्भागवत प्रभो कलिध्वान्त उदित आदित्य श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तित। श्रीचैतन्य प्रभुं वन्दे बालपीयदनुग्रहात्तरन्नामतग्राहव्याप्तं सिद्धान्तसागरम्। हरे कृष्णा। All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. So we are going to read today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, Purusha Shukta confirmed, Text 20. Pādās trayo bahiś cāsann. Pādās trayo bahiś cāsann. Aprajānāṁ āśramāḥ. Aprajānāṁ āśramāḥ. Antas tri-lokyās aparo. Antas tri-lokyās aparo. gṛha-medho bṛhad-vrataḥ. gṛha-medho bṛhad-vrataḥ. pādās trayo bahiś cāsann. aprajānāṁ āśramāḥ. antas tri-lokyās aparo. gṛha-medho bṛhad-vrataḥ. pādās trayo bahiś cāsann. aprajānāṁ āśramāḥ. antas tri-lokyās aparo. gṛha-medho bṛhad-vrataḥ. pādās trayo bahiś cāsann. aprajānāṁ āśramāḥ. antas tri-lokyās aparo. gṛha-medho bṛhad-vrataḥ. pādās trayo bahiś cāsann. aprajānāṁ āśramāḥ. antas tri-lokyās aparo. gṛha-medho bṛhad-vrataḥ. pādās trayo bahiś cāsann. tri-lokyās aparo. pādās trayo bahiś cāsann. antas tri-lokyās aparo. gṛha-medho bṛhad-vrataḥ. pādāḥ trayaḥ. The cosmos of the three-fourths of the Lord's energy. bahiḥ, thus situated beyond, cha, and for all, āsan, or aprajānāṁ, of those who are meant for rebirth, yea, those, āśramāḥ, status of life, antaḥ, within, tri-lokyāḥ, of the three worlds, two, but, aparaḥ, others, gṛha-medhaḥ, attached to family life, abṛhat-vrataḥ, without strictly following a vows of celibacy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The spiritual world, which consists of three-fourths of the Lord's energy, is situated beyond this material world, and it's specially meant for those who will never be reborn. Others who are attached to family life and who do not strictly follow celibacy vows must live within the three material worlds. The climax of the system of varnashrama dharma and sanatana dharma is clearly expressed here in this particular verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. The highest benefit that can be awarded to a human being is to train him to be detached from sex life, particularly because it is only due to sex indulgence that the conditioned life of material existence continues birth after birth. Human civilization, in which there is no control of sex life, is a fourth-class civilization, because in such an atmosphere there is no liberation of the soul encaged in the material body. Birth, death, old age and disease are related to the material body, and they have nothing to do with the spirit soul. But as long as the bodily attachment for sense enjoyment is encouraged, the individual spirit soul is forced to continue the repetition of birth and death on account of the material body, which is compared to garments subjected to the law of deterioration. In order to award the highest benefit of human life, the varnashrama system trains the follower to adopt the vow of celibacy, beginning from the order of brahmachari. The brahmachari life is for students who are educated to follow strictly the vow of celibacy. Youngsters who have had no taste of sex life can easily follow the vow of celibacy, and once fixed in the principle of such a life, one can very easily continue to the highest perfectional stage, attaining the kingdom of the three-fourths energy of the Lord. It is already explained that in the cosmos of three-fourths energy of the Lord, there is neither death nor fear, and one is full of the blissful life of happiness and knowledge. A householder attached to family life can easily give up such a life of sex indulgence if he has been trained in the principles of the life of a brahmachari. A householder is recommended to quit home at the end of 50 years, panchashordham banam vrajet, and live a life in the forest. Then, being fully detached from family affection, he may accept the order of renunciation as a sannyasi, fully engaged in the service of the Lord. Any form of religious principles in which the followers are trained to pursue the vow of celibacy is good for the human being, because only those who are trained in that way can end the miserable life of material existence. The principles of nirvana, as recommended by Lord Buddha, are also meant for ending the miserable life of material existence. And this process, in the highest degree, is recommended here in Srimad Bhagavatam, with clear perception of ideal perfection. Although basically there is no difference between the process of Buddhists, Shankarites and Vaishnavites. For promotion to the highest status of perfection, namely freedom from birth and death, anxiety and fearfulness, not one of these processes allows the follower to break the vow of celibacy. The householders and persons who have deliberately broken the vow of celibacy cannot enter into the kingdom of deathlessness. The pious householders or the fallen yogis or the fallen transcendentalists can be promoted to the higher planets within the material world, 1/4 of the energy of the Lord, but they will fail to enter into the kingdom of deathlessness. Abṛhat-vrataḥs are those who have broken the vow of celibacy. The vanaprasthas or those retired from family life, and the sannyasis or the renounced persons cannot break the vow of celibacy if they want success in the process. The brahmacharis, vanaprasthas and sannyasis do not intend to take rebirth, apraja, nor are they meant for compensated by another chance of human life in good families of learned brahmanas or of rich merchants for another term of elevation. But the best thing is to attain the highest perfection of deathlessness as soon as the human form of life is attained. Otherwise, the whole policy of human life will prove to be a total failure. Lord Chaitanya was very strict in advising his followers in this matter of celibacy. One of his personal attendants, Chota Haridas, was severely punished by Lord Chaitanya because of his failure to observe the vow of celibacy. For a transcendentalist, therefore, who at all wants to be promoted to the kingdom beyond material miseries, it is worse than suicide to deliberately indulge in sex life, especially in the renounced order of life. Sex life in the renounced order of life is the most perverted form of religious life. If by chance he meets a pure devotee. Hare Krishna. So, very profound text of Srimad Bhagavatam and wonderful purport of Srila Prabhupada. And I beg blessings from all the devotees assembled here so that I can repeat some of the points that I have heard from my teachers, from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Srila Prabhupada, because only by the blessings of devotees. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that the truth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is really, it's like oceanic. Only by the blessings of devotees of Mahaprabhu. Shei she bujhite pare. Only who can understand, who has got hoy jar dashanudas sanga, one who has got the association of devotees, servants of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can understand his philosophy. So, please keep your blessings upon me. And this shloka and this purport, what Srila Prabhupada discussed, is really important topic, important point, and is related to all the human beings on planet Earth. Unless someone is really liberated, Nitya Siddhya came down from spiritual world to deliver us. This point of sex life is the main point which is entangling us in this material world. From an ant to goes up to, even happened to with Lord Brahma, of course not with the devotee Brahma. So also today I will say that it's quite related with this topic of this purport, what we are studying, what we have just heard or studied now, is the events that we are celebrating today. Today we have appearance of Radha Kund and Snandan. We have Sri Balaram Rasa Yatra. We have Sri Krishna Vasanta Rasa. We have Sri Vamsivadan Thakur appearance. Vamsivadan Thakur, who was incarnation of the fluid of Krishna. And we have Sri Shyamananda Prabhu appearance. So today is Rasa Yatra of Sri Krishna, Rasa Yatra of Sri Balaramji. And on this day today we are studying this purport of Srila Prabhupada from Bhagavatam, which talks about sex life. How is it connected? Because the sex life is the just opposite, perverted reflection of spiritual aprakrita bhava, aprakrita prem, love of Godhead between Krishna and his devotees. Just like in Bhagavad Gita it says that urdham ulam adashakam ashvattam prahuravyam. It's like the upside down tree. So example is given that if on the bank of a pond or a river or lake, you see there is a tree, we can see the reflection of the tree, which is upside down. The roots and the leaves are downwards, and the roots are upwards. So, if we see the top point, the top branch of the tree, of the original tree, is the lowest point of the reflection. That means if we have the reflection of something, it's the opposite. So whatever is the topmost ultimate point in spiritual world, spiritual truth, that becomes the lowest point of material world, the perverted reflection. So in spiritual world, the ultimate rasa is conjugal rasa, madhurya rasa. So that becomes the lowest point in material world. Kama, lust between men, women, and which is entangling us is material world. So it's just the opposite perverted point. So those who anticipated or thought that we will discuss something about Ras Leela today, because today is Krishna's Ras Leela and Balaram's Ras Yatra. So some of you might have thought that we might discuss today about Ras Leela. So we are really sorry. We are not going to discuss Ras Leela today, because according to the philosophy of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in their mood, we do not go and discuss Ras Leela. We do not even study Ras Leela in conditioned state. So again, to have this point that there are Acharyas wrote books, wonderful books about the philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, philosophy of Bhagavatam. They wrote commentaries on that, and also they wrote Rasa Shastras, different Rasa Shastras. Rupa Goswami wrote, then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and other Acharyas wrote. And we do not study those Rasa Shastra books in conditioned state unless and until someone goes beyond anartha nibritti and someone has adhikara. Otherwise it backfires. Although it says that how to get freed from lust, ultimate point is to hear from Srimad Bhagavatam about the transcendental love or lust between Radha and Krishna. Ridrogam ashu apavargam. So Ridrogam is gone. In Ras Leela it's described in Asam Dasam Sandhya, but we are not qualified to hear about that. Someone asked Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur that why don't you have Lila Kirtan, like we do Lila Kirtan, Padabali Kirtan, Radha Krishna's conjugal pastime. In Bengal it's famous. Other places also in India, North India, they do it. In Bengal it's some kind of Padabali Kirtan, they do it. So they asked Saraswati Thakur, why don't you do this in your temple, in the matha? So he said, yeah, we do Lila Kirtan. We do Lila Kirtan. What Lila Kirtan? We have Lila Kirtan of Krishna's childhood pastimes and Gaur Lila, Krishna Balya Lila and Gaur Lila. But we do not have Lila Kirtan of Krishna and Radha's and Gopis conjugal Lila. Because in conditioned state we don't have adhikar of that. If we do it without adhikar, without going beyond, like without causing anarthas, then this will backfire. Hita viparit, he says, hita viparit hoibe. It will backfire. So then someone said, but if we don't do this Lila Kirtan, this culture, this is a tradition, traditional song, traditional Kirtan, a culture of Lila Kirtan, Padavali Kirtan, if you don't do it, this will be lost. This culture will be lost. In order to preserve this culture, we need to do it. He said, no, even if it is lost, it will be very good for human being. Better it be lost. Better it be lost. We don't need it. We don't need it. He said that if there are some Rasika Bhaktas, those who have adhikar of hearing Radha Krishna Lila, and if they are there, then they can do it. Of course, they can do it personally, like Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar Rai, they were relishing the pastime of Radha Krishna. Mahaprabhu was listening to Jayadev, Vidyapati Chandidas. So just day before yesterday, one person came from some place in Bengal. So he called me, he wanted to meet with me. He came to me and he said that, first he said that recently I saw a video on YouTube, I want to show you. I got very disturbed by watching that. What is that? He showed me a video that someone made a video that from Jayadev Git Govinda, the description of conjugal pastimes of Radha Krishna, it says that Aneka Nari Sambhoga, that Krishna is the person who he enjoyed lots of women and so much things. Like he was saying, So then what's this? So people are really, really bewildered, and we are hearing that and seeing that Krishna's conjugal pastime. So Prabhupada gave a class on Radhastami, I think. And devotees expected him to discuss something about Radha Krishna. Prabhupada talked about Krishna only in this entire class. So there Prabhupada was saying all this picture, even the paintings where Krishna is kissing Radha, Radha is kissing Krishna, that's, Prabhupada said, nonsense. It should not be there, depicted in that way. So Radha Krishna Tattva is not so cheap, Prabhupada was saying. So that's the point. People are really, really confused and bewildered why by Radha and Krishna. There was one devotee of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was really, really very close to Saraswati Thakur. One of the very senior associate of Saraswati Thakur. And he was the one who was even with Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was serving Gaur Krishna Savaji Maharaj, and he was serving Jagannatha Bhakti Siddhanta. So he was with all the three acharyas. And since beginning he was with, before even starting Gaudiya Math, when Saraswati Thakur was in Mayapur Dham, he was chanting Shatakoti, 1 billion Nam Yagya. This devotee was with Saraswati Thakur, and he was really, really affectionate with Saraswati Thakur. Once, two devotees, like this devotee, along with another Gaudiya Math devotee, went to see Yatra. So in those days there was the Yatra, village Yatra. Like we have TV program, TV show and movies. That time they didn't have TV and movies, but they have village Yatras where they used to be doing some drama kind of thing. It's a mundane drama. Earlier it used to be Ramayana, Mahabharat kind of Yatra, but later on it got perverted. So now this devotee of Saraswati Thakur whom we are talking about, and he and another devotee, they went there. And when they returned back, then Saraswati Thakur, he scolded another devotee who went along with him. Why did you go to Yatra? He said, no, Guru Maharaj, the Prabhuji took me with him. He said, he can go, no problem. Why do you go? So means Saraswati Thakur was scolded. That means he was so much affectionate of that devotee that he can go. He was such elevated devotee. In fact, Saraswati Thakur told him to take sannyas few times. But so then he was studying some Rasa Shastra, esoteric books, and Saraswati Thakur told him not to read those. But then he was going deep into that, reading those. And then he left ashram, he got grihastha, and then he left Gaudiya Math, something happened. So Saraswati Thakur was really, he got pained at heart. That in his will also he wrote that he shouldn't have done that. So that happens even with so entire hearing about Radha Krishna, although it should cure our hridroga, heart disease, it might backfire. It happens slow. Radheshyam Prabhu from Pune, he was once telling that, we were discussing, he was telling that in Pune there was one brahmachari. Then he left and went to Vrindavan, became Babaji, and then they found out in his locker there were lots of 20-25 books of such esoteric books. He bought, where we used to go to Vrindavan every year and buy those books. So that's the point, that if someone is reading those books about Radha Krishna conjugal pastimes, it's up to them. So now Krishna and Balaram had Rasa Yatra on this day, and appearance of Radha Kunda was there on this day, and Vamsivardhan Thakur and Shyamananda Prabhu. So coming to the point of this purport of Srila Prabhupada, where Prabhupada discusses about sex life, this is the main point, that people are not trained. And Prabhupada said here that yes, youngsters who have had no taste of sex life can easily follow the vow of celibacy, and one fixed in the principle of such life, one can very easily continue to the highest perfectional stage. So if those who have no trace or no taste of sex life, they can easily keep this vow of celibacy. But unfortunate condition is that in Kali Yuga, easily these are available. Everywhere it's available. There was one Ajamil in Vedic age, and he is famous for his story episode in Bhagavatam, Ajamil pastime, Ajamil story. He saw a scene, one Shudrani one low-caste woman is embracing with one man, Shudra, and he could not, although he was learned, it said in Bhagavatam that he was learned and he was trying to remember all the shlokas from Bhagavatam. No, vidvamshamapi karshati, matrasvasra duhitrava, all these shlokas he was trying to remember from Shastra, that no. But still he could not control himself. Just one sin. But in Kali Yuga, every day we are coming across those things. Every day. You go for preaching, go for book distribution, there will be a big billboard of some women standing and doing something and like with half dressed. You go and these things are happening. What to do? So, yeah, you are going for preaching. So I was in the brahmachari ashram and I was going to one place. I was going to preach. I was going to teach Bhakti Shastri and going by flight. So one girl came and sat next to me on the flight. She was sitting next to me for all 2 hours, 3 hours of flight, and not like much properly dressed. So she was just sitting and going. So what to do? So these situations are all the time in Kali Yuga. So there was one Ajamil, and it's happening. It happened with one Ajamil. He just saw one scene. But in Kali Yuga, even if we try, you go to watch, you just using your email or like have internet. Even if you don't do something comes, this and that. So that's the point that material world Maya is trying to catch us, capture us, trying to allure us through these points. And most important point Prabhupada told at the end is that even brahmacharis, vanaprastha sannyasis, those who are gṛha-tyāgis, renunciates, they are indulging in such kind of things, the fallen, so fallen sannyasi, fallen brahmacharis, Prabhupada is talking about. It is worse than suicide to deliberately indulge in sex life. For those who are, for a transcendentalist, it's worse than committing suicide. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said the same thing when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and devotees approached Mahaprabhu that why don't you meet with or allow Pratap Rudra king to come and meet with you? He's the king, he's a devotee of yours. He said, no. Prabhu kohe tathapi raja kala sharpakar. So he's still like the snake. Stri darshan. Kashtamurti darshane joiche upajoye vikar. Just like even if someone see a doll of women, even wooden women doll also, that might also create vikar. That will also create, it will disturb his mind. So no, I cannot go and meet with Pratap Rudra, King Pratap Rudra. Vishayi darshan, Stri darshan are both same. Nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanon mukhasya param param jigimishod bhavasagarasya sandarshanam yathoyoshitam cha ha hanta vishabhakshana tapya sadhu. For a transcendentalist, for a sadhu, to witness or to meet with a king or a materialist or associating with women is even worse than committing suicide. Better he commits suicide. So, point is a sadhu or a devotee, specifically renunciate, getting associated with women is really a great. This is the main problem for the society. And like there is bhalo na puribe and bhalo na khaibe. Don't eat good, don't wear good. So Saraswati Thakur said that bhalo na khaibe is bad, but bhalo na puribe is even more bad. Wearing good clothes is even more dangerous. Why? That if someone is having good foodstuffs and rich and delicious and luxurious foodstuffs for oneself, so then he will have fall down for oneself, like he will fall down. But if someone is having good clothes and rich clothes and lavish dressing, then it will also make others fall down. Others will watch him and be attached by it, and they will also fall down. So that's why the bhavana purive is even more dangerous. So therefore, similarly, maybe a fallen grihastha. A grihastha is a grihastha, okay fine, the grihastha is doing something, okay fine, is a grihastha, what to do, fine. Even a fallen grihastha is better than a fallen sannyasi or fallen renunciate. Because a fallen renunciate, he will fall down along with the entire society. So there is mathabasi. Mathabasi means those who joined matha and really they are mathas, or you can say mathas, they are really situated in matha, in renunciate life. Mathastha, first class. Second class, you can say a grihastha. Third class can be a gṛha-medhi. And fourth class is a matha-medhi. So even a gṛha-medhi is better than a matha-medhi. Because gṛha-medhi is he himself alone, he is fallen. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he was discussing with Murari Gupta. Actually Mahaprabhu came in the mood of Bhagavat Avesh. And then he started talking about Prakashananda Saraswati. That one Saraswati, Prakashananda in Kashi, he is like cutting me into pieces by preaching Mayavad. And then he was speaking about sannyasis, fallen sannyasis. So he was saying that Prakatam patita shreyan yo eka yatyada swayam vakabritya swayam papah patayatya paranapi. Prakatam patita shreyan. If someone is fallen, everyone knows that he is fallen. Prakatam is visible, is evident that he is fallen. He is even better because he will fall down alone. And vakabritya swayam papa, but who? Vakadharmik, in Bengali it's called Vakadharmik. It's like he is a pretender. But a pretender, he himself will fall down along with the society. Patayatya paranapi, he will make others also fall down. Another verse, wonderful sloka, he said that Haranti dasya vo kutyam bimahyastrainam dhanam charitre arati tikshna grade vade revam vakabhrataḥ. The dacoits, the criminals, the dacoits, what do they do? In a secluded place, when they find some passerbys or they find some travelers, the dacoits attack them and steal, loot all the money and wealth from them. But those who are vakadharmik, pretenders, a pseudo-renunciate, what do? Through their illusory talks, moha, they steal all the money and all the wealth of all the people. So that's the point that even someone is a fallen renunciate, it's even more dangerous for the society. So now coming to the point, what the solution for this? The sex life is indulging us, sex life is the point which is binding us. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in 11th canto, there is Avadhut Brahmana and his 24 gurus. So one of the guru was elephant. Elephant. And he learned from elephant how to control lust. And he learned from elephant that how elephant hears the sound of like elephant is attracted to the male elephant is attracted to the female elephant, and it goes there and it gets like they make a big ditch, big hole, and elephant goes and falls down there. So it's described in a purport that like, when the elephant is very much lusty actually. So when the elephant is very much lusty, it goes to jungle, there might be a waterfall or some pond. The elephant goes and takes bath there. And when it stands under the like incessant water flow, it makes its body cool. So now this is a solution. We are near Ganges. You can go and take bath in Ganges, Mother Ganges every day, again and again. So, and take shelter of Mother Ganges and pray to her that she help us make our body cool and senses cool. So similarly, just like elephant takes shelter of water, incessant flow of water, similarly we should take shelter of incessant, constant holy name. Is more. In army they says that attacking is the best defense. If you want to defend yourself, attack. So if just like if someone has some loose motion, sorry to say that example of that loose motion, I had loose motion, so doctor gave me medicine. He said, every time you go to washroom, each time you take this medicine. So more it comes, more you take this. Something like that. So point is, more we are disturbed, more we should take shelter of the holy name and Srimad Bhagavatam. And we can see with pure devotees, how was this possible? That pure devotees really like someone asked Srila Prabhupada that, of course I heard this from a class, that one devotee, that someone asked Srila Prabhupada that, can you show me some miracle? And Prabhupada said that, if you keep me inside a room with naked women, I will not be disturbed. Prabhupada said, oh, this is, that person said, oh, this is really a good thing, like great thing. Because really people are disturbed by this. So, I just think that how was it possible that Srila Prabhupada, Haridas Thakur, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, like they went beyond body. Prabhupada was sleeping only for 2 hours a night. Rupa Sanatana Goswami even 1.5 hours. That too, some night they would not sleep. That too, they would take some buttermilk and that's all. Haridas Thakur, Rupa Sanatana Goswami just gave up their eating and sleeping, everything. How is that possible? So in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 1, Arjuna addresses Krishna as Rishikesha. So Prabhupada explains that why he is addressing him, calling him as Rishikesha, because Krishna, he personally takes care, personally controls the senses of his devotee. Krishna personally controls the senses of devotees. Actually, in general, according to Bhagavatam, we see that there are sense devatas, there are different demigods. Mitra, Varuna, like even we evacuate, for that also there is a demigod, for evacuation. Mitra, Varuna and all. So, Digdevata, Surya and all. For seeing, for hearing, for smelling, all the senses work under different demigods. In general, our senses are working under demigods. But when someone is a pure devotee of Lord, taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, then Krishna himself takes care of the senses of the pure devotee. So when Krishna himself takes care of the pure devotee's senses, so then it's easy. It doesn't function like materially, like externally, how it functions in general. Pravishta karna randhrena swanam bhava saroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna sadilasta yatha sharat. When we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna's glories, Pravishta Karna Randhrena, Krishna enters in our heart through our ear hole. Karna Randhrena, through our ear hole, Krishna enters. Swanam Bhava Saruruham. And just like autumn and rain, in rainy season, monsoon, there is rain, and that rain pollutes the water. It makes muddy water. But in autumn and rain, Sharat, Shalilasta Yatha Sharat, that rain actually cleanses the pond and lake. So Krishna enters our heart and he cleanses our heart, just like the autumn and rain. So then what's the point that, why does Krishna have to enter again? He's already there in our heart. Ishvara sarva bhutanam riddhya arjuna tishtati. Or Krishna says that sarvasya chaham rajasannivishta, I am in the heart of everyone. So Krishna is already in our heart, then why does he need to again enter? Pravishta karna randhrena. The point is, Krishna was there in our heart, or Krishna is there in our heart as a Paramatma, Brahma Paramatma Bhagavan. And Paramatma, we know that he is not the complete manifestation of Krishna, partial manifestation, Paramatma. And he is Upadrashta Anumanta, he is silent spectator, witness. He is inactive. So he is there as Paramatma, he is silent and inactive, he is seeing it. But as soon as we take shelter of the holy name and his holy fame, Srimad Bhagavatam, we listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, then Krishna himself enters in our heart. Himself, Bhagavan, the Brahma Paramatma Bhagavan. Earlier it was partial manifestation, Paramatma. Now it is the complete manifestation, Bhagavan. Krishna himself enters in our heart. And he starts working. He starts his action of purifying our heart. So really it's possible. Otherwise, if we think of that, oh, someone didn't eat, he is not eating, not sleeping, how is it possible? Someone might go for 2-3 days or something like that, but days after days, months, years after years, acharyas, like they showed it. So they exhibited clearly that they were beyond bodily platform. Deha smriti nahi jar, shamshar bandhan kahatar. One who doesn't have any concept of bodily concept, like concept of bodily consciousness. What is the point of material bondage for them? Body is just there for us to see. Krishna actually takes care of their senses. So that's our hope. That's our only hope. That one fine day Krishna really enters and Krishna really purifies our senses and purifies our heart, and Krishna starts his program of Swachha Bharat. We have Swachha Bharat, Clean India, Indian government is doing. So Krishna also does Swachha Bharat, Swachha Hridaya, cleaning heart. Krishna does it, he himself. Chetadarpanam arjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam, Chetadarpanam arjanam, cleaning our heart through holy name. But we don't have that, our holy name is not pure, and we don't have that, we can't do it ourselves. So we take shelter of the holy name and Srimad Bhagavatam and pray that Krishna, please enter my heart and please cleanse it. Otherwise, no other way, no other way, no other way. Nastavya, nastavya, nastavya gatiranyatha. In Kali Yuga, what to be done? It might be okay, someone who is learned, he will not have fall down. No. That's what he said. Matra svastra duhitra va na vivikta sano bhaved valavan indriya grama vidvam samapi karshati. Once I was in a class, I was sharing this. Then one devotee said, why is this verse like sloka? Like what is this? If mother, daughter, sister, why do they say like that? I said, yeah, it might happen. That devotee said that one Mataji actually asked a question. Maybe that might be for someone who is really, really wretched and rascal, or really, really. He said, no. Vidvam shamapi karshati. Vidvahan. Even if someone is learned, for him also it can happen. Ajamilu was learned Brahmana. He knew Shastra, knew slokas. And he was trying to control himself through slokas and Shastra. But he couldn't do it. The example of Ajamila is there. So, our piety, our knowledge, we can't do anything on ourselves. There was another story of Rishi Shringa from Ramayana. We had Ramnavami, we were reading Ramayana, Rishi Shringa. His father wanted him to be a brahmachari. And how to be a brahmachari? Go to a forest. Go to a dense forest where nobody else is there, no other woman is there. So his father went to the dense forest and made an ashram for him. Both of them were saying. So Rishi Shringa never ever met a girl, a woman in his life. And then we know the story that the king's daughter and princess and other her friends came disguised with a boy, and they allured him. So that's also nice. Even if they didn't come as a girl, beautifully dressed or half dressed as a girl, they came as a boy, dressed as a boy. Still he got, just by talking with them, their sweet talks, or like talking with them with the behavior, he got attracted. So everything, even listening, that's the thing. So sexual attraction is not only just, this is the gross form, men, women, but even subtle form is there, even both for men, women, when they call about stri, okay, stri sangha, why is stri sangha, stri sangha, stri sangha? They were saying, why is stri sangha always? Why not purush sangha? It's because it's a concept. It's not only women. It's a concept. Stri sangha. How? Purusha means one, purusha bhava, bhukta. One who wants to enjoy, he is a purusha. And one who is enjoyed is a three. So husband, wife is there. So husband wants to enjoy his wife. So husband is the purusha, wife is the stri. So now on the other side, wife wants to enjoy the husband. So now wife is the purusha and husband is the stri. Whoever is enjoyed is stri, whoever is the enjoyed is the purusha. Purusha bhava. So stri sangha means for men it's women, for women it's men. So hearing, listening to opposite sex, specifically it works for men to hear singing and talk of women. It captivates. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, once he was hearing Gita Govinda, one girl was, one lady was reciting Geet Govinda so sweetly. Mahaprabhu is in his transcendental bhava, ecstatic bhava. He heard this Geet Govinda, he got attracted to that, he was going there. He was running towards that lady. Then his servant Govinda came and somehow hold him, caught him, stopped him. The Mahaprabhu came to external senses, consciousness. He said, "Oh Govinda, you have saved me, my life today. If you would not save me, if you would not catch me, then I would commit suicide." Because if Mahaprabhu would go there and he would realize I have come, Mahaprabhu would say, "I would commit suicide." So that's the thing. That someone might say, "Oh, maybe in conditioned state, it's opposite sex, man, woman is dangerous, but in transcendental, liberated state, no, even liberated state also Mahaprabhu showed it. He was in ecstatic bhava. Still, he went to that Geet Govinda sing by a female. So Mahaprabhu showed that even in ecstatic bhava also, one should not go and do that. So, point is, that's why you see in everywhere, you go and talk on phone call, reception, own kind of picking up phone calls, everywhere companies, they put women intentionally. Women talks, women behaves. In fact, one of our devotees was telling me one day, again, it's unfortunate. One of the devotees was saying, "Oh, I will create one YouTube channel. I have my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is not yet." So what I am thinking that I will make some bhajan kirtan through my wife, and then that will like me. What? Nonsense idea. That's the idea people are getting. Oh, if the females have Mataji sing and do that, then they will get more views and more subscribers. So that's idea is getting so nonsense idea. It was the Bhattatari. Even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Bhattataris, black magicians, they attracted, enchanted Kala Krishnadas. So another point is that, we can say that, oh, if we are in the pure devotee association, like Prabhupada said here, the last line, last sentence, that even the fallen sannyasis and all renunciate, if they get association of pure devotees, then they can be saved. But Kala Krishnadas was in the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What else can be more purer than that? Kala Krishnadas, and he got attracted by those women. So Prabhupada said, it's truth. This is the ultimate solution, pure devotee association. But the point is, if we are in pure devotee association and if we are not sincere, seriously taking help of that, advantage of that, then even if after being in pure devotee association, we might get disturbed by that. So what's the hope? So that's why Jagadananda Pandit is saying, Shakala bharosha chhari gora pode āsh, koriya bushiya ache jogai gorar das. That Jagadananda Pandit wrote in his book, Brahma-vivarta, that I have given up all my hope. All other hopes are gone. I don't have any other hope. My only hope is the lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gora pode āsh, only his lotus feet. That's all. Jagadananda Pandit was Satyabhama Devi. Satyabhama, he is saying like that. So only shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus. We should really cry, really pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that please save me, please help me. Really we should cry. Just like a small baby cries for his mother, we should really cry to Mahaprabhu that please save me from this great demon. Dushpurena analena cha. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, Krishna says that this is main topmost enemy, Kama, Dushpurena analena cha. It's like fire, burning fire, burns me. I should come and take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Kamadinam katina katidha palita durnideshas tesham jata mai na karuna natrapa na upashanti usrijye tanatha yadupate sampratam labda buddhi stamayatah sharanam bhayam mam niyungshat madasye. Actually, we should recite this verse every day too in front of Krishna. This comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita also and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also. Kamadinam katina katidha palita durnidesha. My dear Lord, that for time immemorial, life after life, I have been serving Kama Prabhu. I have been serving him. In how many ways? Katina Katidha. And I have been executing his order, instructions of Kama Prabhu. Palita Durnidesha. Stesham jata mayi na karuna natrapa no upaya. But he didn't got pleased with me. I could not satisfy him. Even though I served him in so many ways, so many lifetimes, but still he is not satisfied with me. He is still hungry. He wants to enjoy him. Like he wants me to satisfy him. But I don't want to satisfy him anymore. Stamayata sharanam bhayam mam niyungshatmadasye. Now I have got my sampratam labdha buddhim. Now recently I have got my intelligence. I got back my intelligence. Previously my intelligence was lost. I got back my intelligence. Now I have come to your lotus feet. Stesham sampratam labdha buddhim stam ayataha sharanam bhayam. That's why I have come ayataha at your lotus feet. Please save me. Samayata sharanam bhayam mam niyungshatmadasya, and accept me as your servant. So that we should pray every day to Krishna that please accept me as your servant. Hare Krishna. So please, any correction, comments? Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your nice class. Prabhuji, just a comment that there is, regarding the topic, there is one book called Black Lotus. This is a biography on Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, written by Stephen Rosen. There, page number 49 and 50, there in the dream, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj was speaking to Srila Prabhupada. And Bhaktivedanta Maharaj was saying that these things I have done in my life. I never missed Mangal Arti. Always I finished my chanting before Mangal Arti. And Srila Prabhupada was repeatedly saying one thing: have you given up your sex desire? So
actually, this was one of the offering of him to Prabhupada. Prabhupada's Vyas Puja, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj wrote one offering.
Yeah,
this was the offering.
So page number 49 and 50, whole 2 pages was saying by Bhaktivedanta Maharaj that this thing I have done, so many temples I have established. And Srila Prabhupada is repeatedly saying, have you given up your sex desire? So the point is that it is so difficult. And with the mercy of Vaishnava, with the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so it is not possible. And Guru also not possible. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yes. Thank you very much to remind that it's very, very important. You can go and say, actually, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj wrote one offering to Prabhupada in Prabhupada's Vyas Puja. The title was, but have you given up sex desire? Maharaj said that, oh, Prabhupada, point is that Maharaj was saying that, oh, like tomorrow I might die. Today is my last day, tomorrow I will die, and I'll go to Prabhupada. And I'll say, Prabhupada, so Prabhupada will say that, what have you done for me? And I will say that, Prabhupada, I have done book distribution, I was the topper in book distribution. Prabhupada said, okay, but have you given up sex desire? And I will say, Prabhupada, I have never missed Mangalarati. Prabhupada said, okay, very good, but have you given up sex desire? Then he'll say that, but then I will say that, but Prabhupada, since like I have never missed 16 rounds and I have never, I have done Nirjala Ekadashi and all, Prabhupada will say, have you given up sex desire? So all the time, he was giving lots of points. I have done these, that for you. I have been a GBC and I did this and that for you. Have you given up sex desire? So that was a repeated point. And then at the last, Prabhupada will say, sorry, I can't take you. You haven't given up sex desire. So that was like Maharaj wrote very beautifully.